it going, everyone? Ooh, the chat is fixed. I'm so happy. Hold on, let's see which. Okay, I had a backup to see if I could redo it. Jordan is finishing up with her her session right now, her last session for the day. So I'm just vamping until she can get up here, get some water. Tell me my mic is on. Are we good? Are we good for the mic? How's it going, everybody? One moment. I think my cat turned down the gain. Let's try that on for size. Let me see my levels. Looks a lot better. Jordan's already coming in here.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
Fix this.
Oh, Jordan's gonna touch up her makeup and then she's gonna come in here. Is that better? Whoa. Violent. With something going on in the background. How's everybody doing? Glad to hear it's better. Luckily, I know enough to be able to troubleshoot. Is either the cat, one of the cats? I don't know. I had him trapped in here with me while Jordan was doing her sessions, and it could have been one of them, or it could have been my son because we've been coming in here. He likes to listen to the Bluey album, which I have a record of. So he drags me into the office and makes me play the Bluey album, which is pretty fun. Shout out Welch's Fruit Snacks. Nothing better than that, right? How's it going, Faye Mystic? First time. What's good? We did come on a little late tonight just because of how Jordan's schedule was going. We figured it was probably safe. Holiday weekend, long holiday weekend. A lot of people get an early start on. Ooh, minestrone sounds pretty good. Keeping that warm food. It's getting cold here. Is it cold? I've heard it's been Buffalo. Does anybody live near Buffalo, New York? I saw that it just got absolutely dumped on with snow. That's crazy. My sister posted a video of the voice actors on, that was on the mousy looking Jimmy Fallon. Seeing the people with those voices is nuts. Apparently they just recently met for the first time because they live on opposite sides of Australia, and they would not record their lines together. They would just do it separately. So that's kind of an interesting thing. 77 inches of snow. That's insane. I cannot believe that it is so much. I used to think we got a bunch of snow when I lived in Colorado, and when I was growing up, we would get like one good snowstorm a year around March where we'd get like 40-ish inches or something like that. But man, that is nothing. Is 70 degrees warm or cold for Florida in November? There's a lot. I will speak a lot of Florida hate on this channel. I'm sorry. Celsius. Don't cry in Celsius. It is better. Although literally everything about how I can determine weather is based on Fahrenheit. So all I know is that when it's 40 out, it's fucking hot. Way fucking hot. North of Leadville. That's like way up in the mountains, though. Good afternoon, Clara. It's a little late for us, but normal time for you. How's the hair look? We're just, on a side note, we are just finalizing the designs for 2 new pieces of merch. Would you guys like to see a preview of them? One of them we did get prints made up, and then the other one, the artist just barely got back to me this past week, so I still have those on order for the test prints. So, and we changed to a new, like I've said earlier, we've changed to a new company, and let me tell you, the print quality is so much fucking better. Thank you for saying my hair looks good as usual. I probably need to wash it tomorrow. This is probably the last day that I can do. All right, let's check out this merch. I kept it up just so I could show everybody. First off, I want to show off. This first one is the one that Jordan put together. And I just kind of did the last little bits on. Hold on, let's go over. Trying to get my windows situated here. Here we go. Whoops. Here's the first one. This is just a full print. I probably will also do it on a short sleeve. I just wanted to see how the long sleeves were. Bella and Canvas long sleeve. Oh my God. It's the best. I love it so much. Super awesome, high quality print. This image, this mock-up doesn't really do it justice. It's got pretty good vibrant colors and everything like that. So Jordan and I both use Amika Normcore, I think is what it's called, shampoo and conditioner, and she uses their purple as well. So yeah, these will be available on I don't know. Do you guys think we should do also the Gildan ones? I really like the Bella and Canvas ones, and there's not really that much of a difference in the pricing. So I'm all in on this one. I'll probably do a short sleeve as well. But yeah, Jordan had that little idea in her brain. So that one's fun. Let me get this other one pulled up real quick. I need to issue a little bit of a content warning. The inspiration for this shirt, it's another metal style shirt that I had commissioned, and I put it together and everything like that. But the basis of this shirt is the temple penalty, which no longer exists in the temple ceremonies. The temple penalties that were associated with the signs and tokens of the priesthood. So each, there was a sign and token of 2 signs and tokens of the Aaronic priesthood and 2 signs and tokens of the Melchizedek priesthood. So if you're not up to speed on that, we have a couple videos that kind of go over that briefly. But back right after Joseph Smith was killed, there was these penalties that essentially, if you gave up the secrets of the temple, this would be your fate, right? So I went ahead and I had an artist commission a rendition, a more literal rendition of what would happen if you were to divulge the first sign and token of the Aaronic priesthood. Let me pull this up. So just, it is a little graphic, nothing too ultra realistic, but just a heads up for anybody who's sensitive to that kind of thing. So here we go. This one I'm also doing on Bella and Canvas. That's as big as I can get it. So this one's going to be a long sleeve. I also did a short sleeve version of it as well in black, which just has the front and the back. But we got stuff on the sides. It says Satan's Ponzi scheme on that. We got the Satan's Ponzi scheme metal logo, and then the the little butterfly or the death moths that I did last time. And then on the back is the text of what the people would say that reads, "Should I do so, I agree that my throat be cut from ear to ear and my tongue be torn out by its roots." So, yeah. I don't know. It's just like a little commentary on how brutal Mormonism used to be. So, I don't know. I was telling the auditors this. I was like, this kind of feels a little cringe. But the way that it turned out was just, I really like it. So, those ones are currently en route, so I don't have that one yet. But I'm really excited to see how that one turned out because the other one was just amazing. So I'm really excited about that. What's everybody think? I'm trying to have this up along with a lot of the old merch that we had at the old store. Maybe for Cyber Monday. I don't know. I priced these ones, the metal ones, I priced them to sell because there is a lot of print going on. The base price for the short sleeve is going to be $24.99, and then the base price for the long sleeve is going to be $35.99. I'm only making $5 off of that, but $34.99. Sorry, so $25 and $35 respectively, and that should ship to all of Canada, in the United States. From what I tell, I haven't looked into shipping in to Australia or anything like that yet, so stay tuned for that. I can't tell if this chat box is scrolling. Looks like it is. You guys should meet and chat with some ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I have a friend who is deconstructed and it's wild. Dude, we would love that. I'm going to tease a little collaboration that we're going to be doing this weekend. On Friday, we're going to be getting together with Amanda, who was on the show Escaping Polygamy. So that should be fun. She's going to do some stuff for her channel, so you can catch us there. And then we're also planning on doing some stuff for our channel. So we're not really sure what all is going to happen there yet, but stay tuned for that because it's probably going to be freaking lit. That also brings me to Friday is going to be this week's episode. It's just been like everything has continued to be a clusterfuck. Nothing ever changes in this household. It's just people getting sick. Yes, Amanda Ray. People getting sick and Jordan's crazy work schedule and everything like that. So getting stuff done for this has just been a time and a half. But we figured if we're going to do one this week, which we wanted to do one this week anyway, it's got to be on Friday so everybody gets a break from their families and stuff after Thanksgiving. Patreon only? I'm not sure. We have some stuff that we have planned for the Patreon. I think in December we want to do another like watch party, but we'll have to see how that goes down. You're allowed to live your lives outside of YouTube. That's where you're wrong. Everything has to be on YouTube, and all of our spare time has to go into YouTube. Just kidding. We totally understand that. We just want to make sure that everybody doesn't feel like we're just trying to slack off, and because this is something that I love doing. I do put a lot of time into it, and even with the nights I've been putting in with the design stuff. It's been a long time coming, but I do like doing a lot of this stuff and seeing like my own merch like this came out exactly the way that I was imagining it, and it just is something that's super cool. I can't believe it's something that I feel like I would see at a show if I went over to the merch table. So I love that. Are we having Thanksgiving dinner? We're not doing anything for Thanksgiving, and I could not be more fucking happy. So it's awesome not having to worry about a single thing. This is like the first holiday season that we have lived in our own place. So we're doing it our way this year, and everybody can suck it. Slay those generational curses. Yes, we fucking love it. Diana Endo said that you were in an Eastern cult. Does it have a name? Maybe I can look at it. Thanksgiving is mid at best, honestly. Love pumpkin pie. I love me a sweet potato casserole. But hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Jordan's getting into position here. But like turkey, ultra mid. It's not really an occasion to bring out a honey glazed ham. Christmas is a good time for that because I fucking love honey glazed ham.
We did that for Thanksgiving too, though.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody focuses on the turkeys. It's always mid, unless you smoke it. It's a lot of effort to put in. I think the cats fucked up. They were messing with the knobs. Maybe it might have been
the knobs on what?
On the audio interface down there, because I come on and everybody's like, "We can't hear you." I was like, "Oh shit." Mashed potatoes are good, but like all of this stuff is just stuff that you can eat regularly. Like you don't have to. You can get sweet potatoes year round. You can get canned pumpkin year round. Let's do pumpkin all the time. How about that? Jordan didn't bring her mic up yet. Will you talk into it just to make sure everything's good?
Hi. Okay.
Is your mic plugged in?
You're asking me?
Oh.
You asking me?
Will you talk into it real quick?
I am talking into it right this second.
Oh, I did make mac and cheese last night. I tried a new recipe. It's supposed to be like a Chick-fil-A mac and cheese dupe. But it was pretty bussin'. Honestly, it was the first time I'd ever made anything where you start with a roux. So that was a little daunting. I didn't read over it beforehand, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to learn as I go.
We're going to learn today.
We're going to learn today.
Okay.
Let me learn you something. Has everybody seen that guy on TikTok? He does like shrimp boils, and he's a cop, and he's arrested for something. I can't remember.
Okay.
God damn it, dude.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your nice comments about my hair. I was doing therapy before this, and I did not have the time I wished I would have to fix it.
Damn, we got a lot of people in here. Is 8 o'clock a better time, or is it just because it's the holiday weekend and everybody's like already fucking done? For our United States viewers, I understand we are Mr. Worldwide up in here, but what's going on? Jen Fundy Fridays in the house. Shout out to Jen. Shout out to our moderators as well. We got Sage. I don't think I saw. I can't think of what her username is.
Song of Solace.
Song of Solace is our other one. They keep us up and running. They keep the porn bots at bay. Oh shit! I totally forgot about the bingo card.
Oh yeah.
Where is that? Is that in the Discord?
Can you guys hear me with my mic like this?
Everybody said that it was.
I don't want to fix it.
We're bringing up Discord. One of our awesome Discord users. Check them out. Check out the Discord. Honestly, it's lit. I'm still getting the ping cord situation done. I just have not had time to redo it. Song of Solace was going to resituate everything for me, and I didn't fulfill with what she needed. So let's look at here. Bingo card. Shout out Julia. Oh yeah. Do you want to go get it? We got a little tree for like right here, but I forgot. If I put a link in the chat, is it clickable?
I doubt it.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Okay, cool.
I'm impressed.
I'm going to bring it up anyway so people can look before they click, because obviously We are kind of shady characters, and you probably shouldn't trust the links that we put in. So Julia in the Discord made a live stream bingo card. You didn't bring the cats up. We could have had a free space.
They're in the bedroom.
Free space. Oh, they're probably not going to come then.
They were screwing around in the hallway.
Baloney cameo. McKay talks about mission. McKay wears band tee. You can already, that's another free space. This is my man will always fail, nod flesh, full of hell jersey. Hoodie? Jersey? What the fuck? FSU brought up. F's, WL's in the chat. I'm not going to say anything so we don't mess it up. This is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I hate it. Rusty. Prawn bots. BYU talk. Jordan talks about school. Does it count if I talked about Jordan's?
You did?
Well, I talked about your work schedule. Fundy drama mentioned. Tom cameo. Prayer Hounds burnout. Or the flickering. Bluey plush in the background. Sorry, you won't get that one. I moved it. Baloney goes for bingo. Baloney is like some sort of satanic hitman sent to take out bingo. I don't know what his problem is. Jordan wears a beanie.
Sorry.
Stream glitch. TikTok cringe. McKay disses a Fundy. I'm still open to the diss chat. Or the diss track. Talk about growing up in the church. Fundy Fridays cameo. Don't get your Garmies in a wad. Jordan and McKay mock Fundies. Talk about upcoming video. I gave a little teaser about our special guest on Friday.
Oh. I thought you meant about the video tomorrow. I was like, I don't even know what we're doing tomorrow. What the hell are you talking about?
Don't make it sound like we don't know what we're doing, Jordan.
We don't.
Even though we don't.
I won't lie.
Let's see. What was I doing here? Just vibing in Outer Darkness. Welcome to our Outer Darkness. Shout out to new members. I'm going to take a minute to shout out all of our awesome members and patrons. You see them at the end of every episode that we do. If you want to get your name on there, if you want to see some exclusive content, go and check it out. You can or after you subscribe, because you should already be subscribed, right? You can go down in the is that the description? Or next to the subscribe button, there's the become a member button. There's also the link to become a patron if you want to do that. If you trust Patreon more, great. It's the same thing either way. The only thing is, members, I see it on here. I shout it out. You get to have that cool little star badge. So Jordan is going goblin mode with these.
I haven't eaten anything.
You should have eaten your sandwich.
I'll eat that later. When I regret my decisions in like 2 hours.
My mouth is dry.
Okay, what are we talking about? I didn't do the agenda today, so I truly have no idea what we're talking about.
I did the agenda, and it makes me sad. So we're going to do a couple things beforehand. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stuff that we got to talk about.
McKay is wearing a band shirt, yes.
I unfortunately do not want to talk about this. Never mind. This stuff isn't really funny either.
I have something, but I can send it to you.
Should we talk about the funny stuff, some funny stuff first, or should we talk about the bad stuff first?
Ask the audience.
That's who I was asking.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
I don't care about your opinion. No. I am wearing a band shirt. That is true. Ooh, I want a squishmallow. Cuddle that squishmallow. Yeah, these are the things that you snack on when you have a toddler, because why get your own snacks? You're already giving it to him, so just buy extra. Commit. We talk about the bad stuff first. Okay.
Bad first. All right.
Bad first.
We've got some people with anxiety in the chat, it sounds like.
That's true. Honestly.
That's okay.
Hit the bad and then lighten up.
Okay.
I like everybody's line of thinking. Pentatonics hoodie. I was about to say that I'd seen Pentatonics. I've never seen Pentatonics. I've seen Fifth Harmony when they toured with Cher Lloyd like 10 years ago.
All right.
Paula Morgan responded to the Cameron Bure drama. We might need to see that. Anyway.
Anything with them lately is pissing me off.
I know. There might be something we can talk about there too.
Oh, goody.
Oh, goody.
So happy to hear that.
I was just walking it through Fundy Snark earlier, and yeah, it was a little dark. Anyway, so as the description implies, we want to talk about the stuff that went on at Club Q in Colorado Springs. We got a coughing kid in the other way. Obviously, I want to avoid talking as much about the actual events as possible. We don't give any notoriety to people who use their hatred to fuel despicable acts. So we're not going to specifically talk about the person who did this stuff. I do want to mention the people who were victims of this terrible crime. It's a hate crime. Let's call it like it is. Let me bring it over here real quick. Just mention them by name real quick. I got a couple things. Everybody liked your design, by the way. I showed it off.
Oh, thank you.
Gave a little preview. So if you are unaware, there was in Colorado Springs, Colorado, over the weekend, there was a fatal shooting at Club Q, which is an LGBTQ club. And there were 5 people who were victims in this shooting that lost their lives. Derek Rump was one of them. Daniel Aston. Kelly Loving. Ashley Paw. And Raymond Vance. These were all the people who lost their lives. Thus far, there are, I think, upwards of 25 people who have been injured thanks to what this person did, which is horrible to think about, that you would be in a similar position where you would also be among those 5 people. Thankfully, because of at least one, maybe 2 really brave individuals, this guy in particular. Whoops, sorry, Jordan.
Hello.
His name is Richard Fierro. He was at the club with his wife and his child. They were there for the drag show that was going on, and he was able to intervene quickly enough and take down this guy who was in there with a rifle and disarm him, for one, and give him a nice beating, which was well-deserved, for 2, until the authorities were able to arrive and apprehend him. So this guy, he acted really quickly. I mean, he was unarmed, and he went after this guy and was able to stop things before they were able to escalate to a worse place. He is a veteran, so shout out to him for his military service, and I guess his training probably played a big part in that too, so that was good. And then there was another report of one of the drag performers stepping on
It wasn't a drag performer. It was just a trans woman.
Oh, okay. I heard that it was a performer, but
I did initially too, but they corrected that.
Okay. Thank you for correcting the record, Jordan. Jordan's up to date on everything. So Richard Fierro definitely saved the day. Anyway, the reason why we wanted to talk about this, obviously this is a tragedy that has ripples throughout the people who are in our community as well. We have a lot of viewers who are trans, who are bi, Jordan's bi. Hello.
That's aggressive.
Who are asexual and all of the colors of LGBTQ under the sun. And we love them very much, and we didn't want to go without mentioning something like this because it is important to be talking about. But also, very early on when things were coming out, it was reported that this guy was raised Mormon. I mean, he's only 22. He's a kid.
Okay, hold up. Context here is I had a conversation with McKay when this first happened. And I was like, shit, Colorado Springs is like a super religious area. First of all, like the focus on the family headquarters is there, I'm pretty sure. And then second, it's well known in Colorado, as having lived there, that there are a lot of Mormons that live in Colorado Springs, which is why I didn't want to move there. And so and they just announced last conference, the most recent general conference, they just announced they're building a temple in Colorado Springs, which is like a huge deal as far as membership goes. Getting a temple in Colorado, there's only 2 others, and they're not very close to Colorado Springs. So this is like a big deal for that area. And so the thought of him potentially being Mormon crossed my mind. But
it's in Grand Junction.
But I didn't even want to really entertain it. Like, I even talked to Jen about it for a minute. Like, I had suspicions, but I talked myself out of it thinking, okay, no, like, we're not going to go there.
Somebody committed a hate crime doesn't mean that they're Mormon necessarily.
And
proven wrong rather quickly. Jordan sent me some screenshots, like his mother had been posting in a local LDS women's group about her son being troubled or something like that. And other people were able to get on LDS tools and find his family and everything.
And then the church confirmed it in an article today.
Yeah. That was one of the things I wanted to bring up. I have all my notes right here. Boom, this comes from Fox 13 in Utah. The cats are growing crazy right now.
Where are they?
They're downstairs.
Why are you holding on to my fruit snacks?
I don't know. They're right here next to me.
These are my emotional support fruit snacks.
All right, so let's see here. We're not going to talk about that guy. So the church's spokesperson said, the senseless act of violence in Colorado Springs is of great sadness and concern to us. We are greatly troubled by any violence in our communities and condemn most especially violent acts that are the result of intolerance against any of God's children. The statement read, we join with others in mourning the loss of those whose lives were taken and offer prayers of comfort and deepest condolences to their loved ones. We also pray for healing for the survivors of this shocking shooting and express our love to them. In addition, this is the part that fucking made my blood boil about this little bit. In addition, the spokesperson said the jump to disparage an entire faith based on allegations of the piece of shit who did not exhibit signs of believing or associating with members of the church is quote unquote problematic. Like, do not go here and use these terms willy-nilly just because all of a sudden you're receiving some fucking vitriol that you have been putting out there for centuries, honestly. Centuries. I couldn't believe that last paragraph, honestly. So this is to say that
they don't do apologies, remember?
They don't do apologies.
Dallin Oaks flat out said it. Church doesn't make apologies.
Yeah, they don't do apologies. They don't believe that there's anything to apologize for because none of the quorum of the 12 were there with a gun in their hands. So obviously they're absolved of any sort of consequence or accountability or anything like that, which is
Well, no one's trying to say that the church is 100% responsible.
No.
Like, nobody's saying that. But the fact of the matter is, like, would this kid have behaved this way if he was not raised in Mormonism? I don't know.
Yeah. And they were really quick to jump to it and say he was inactive. He wasn't currently attending the church. Which is really fucking... It's just so rich, too, because in any other circumstance...
But his mom's posting in the Facebook group.
Anybody who's on the rolls, they're going to count them. Like, there are... The official number is like 16 plus million members, and they count every single person that's on the rolls. But as soon as something like this happens, where their name is connected to the church, because he's still on the rolls, he's not he hasn't been excommunicated beforehand. He didn't remove his name from the rolls or anything like that. So believing or not, suddenly they just want to say it. Well, he wasn't on the rolls, so, or he wasn't.
He couldn't have grown up in the church and been taught a lot of these things.
Oh, he didn't believe in the same message that we've been preaching because he was not active, so therefore can't really be connected to the church, which is just so fucking dumb that they just pick and choose whenever they want. Hate that. Here's a good... This was like the most chronically on Twitter thing I've seen in the past little while. Just for some context, the guy in these tweets, I think this guy's actually Mormon.
He's
but
okay.
He's pretty critical.
He's nuanced, yeah.
Obviously, I have my personal opinions surrounding that. But I do follow him just because he's at least not so with the boot in his mouth. This guy, he is the co-host of a podcast called Sit Down with Sky, and I don't know his other co-host's name, but they refer to themselves as the covenant-keeping gays. I'm not fucking joking. That is literally what it says on their Instagram. I've seen him on TikTok, and it's just like bad take after bad take, honestly. Anyway, this is what he said a couple months ago. He said, within the perspective of Latter-day Saint teachings, our influence on others has unbelievably consequential downstream effects that are impossible to understand. Our critics often understand this. Yes, we fucking do. And then this weekend, he shot out another tweet. Infinite wisdom right here. I guess this was on Sunday. Elder Holland isn't responsible for the shooting. The church isn't responsible for the shooting. The shooter isn't responsible for the shooting. Blaming anyone or anything but the shooter himself removes some of the accountability from his shoulders. Nobody is saying that any accountability is gone from his shoulders. We are saying that nobody lives in a fucking vacuum. And there are outside forces that are constantly moving us in one direction or another. Ultimately, it's our hands that do the actions, but we have to fucking call it like it is.
People just don't morph into somebody that hateful, like, overnight. And
this is, like, molded over years.
When Mormon to alt-right pipeline.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, within Mormonism, it is pretty just milquetoast. We do not agree with the lifestyle that LGBTQ people live. But even if that's the most borderline thing that the most borderline belief that you subscribe to, there are other people out there who are looking for that as a primer to insert more vitriolic rhetoric in. A lot of the right-wing media is just so big on that, especially people like Lauren Boebert, who Colorado Springs is in her district. It's so funny that she would have the gall to be like, we're with you, we stand with you, when at the same time she's in Washington calling drag queens fucking groomers and shit like that constantly. Like, it's part of her fucking personality. Like, save your fucking petty bullshit. We don't want to hear it. Another thing, just because that's part of the tweet that this guy sent out, I wanted to review some of the musket fire comments that Elder Holland, who was mentioned in there, made. I had to pull this stuff from a video from a year ago that we made, just because it was a little easier. So I'm just gonna skip around to some of these clips to give a little context on what they and a lot of other people in the Mormon sphere have been referring to over the last couple of days.
Then Elder Oaks said challengingly, "I'd like to hear a little more musket fire from the Temple of Learning." He said this in a way that could have applied to a host of topics in various departments, but the one he specifically mentioned was the doctrine of the family and defending marriage as the union of a man and a woman.
So this was a talk given at BYU. You can see it up here. Given at BYU a little more than a year ago, back in August of last year. And in this particular instance, he is... Get your bingo cards ready. He's referencing another talk from one of the other 12 who was historically a bald fucking bigot, about how he wanted to hear a little more musket fire in defense of the ideals of the church, which are the nuclear family and the likes. So let's go. Boop, boop, boop. Did you know you could do this?
No, I did not know that.
Precise scrub term. I don't know. Anyway.
My beloved brothers and sisters, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And I'll go to my grave pleading that this institution not
crocodile tears
only stands, but stands unquestionably committed to its unique academic mission and the church that sponsors it.
So again, here we go with stupid.
There's that. We really pieced this up, so I'm finding these clips easy. It's sinking. Who cares?
We hope it isn't a surprise to you that your trustees are not deaf or blind to the feelings that swirl around marriage and the whole same-sex topic on campus and a lot of other topics. I and many of my brethren have spent more time and shed more tears on this subject than we could ever adequately convey to you this morning or any morning. We have spent hours discussing what the doctrine of the church can and cannot provide the individuals and families struggling over this difficult issue. So it's with a little scar tissue of our own that we are trying to avoid, and hope all will try to avoid, language and symbols and situations that are more divisive than unifying at the time we want to show love for all of God's children.
So
my face there is the same as my face now, which is so fucking over this shit.
I'm pretty sure this was the first and the last time you saw Jordan with earrings.
I never wear them
if
anymore.
I'm not mistaken.
Hey, there's a cat in here.
I'm not giving people a free space on their bingo card.
Hey.
It's just so funny to hear him say shit like that again. Brittany, Alicia, welcome to Outer Darkness or the Celestial Kingdom. What's
Hell
up?
yeah.
It's so funny to hear him say this shit again. Almost pretending that they are hurt over this when every single fucking chance that they can get, every single general conference, every single fucking BYU devotional, if they can at one point or another insert a little quip or something to just undercut and sideswipe the LGBTQ community, they can. They're always constantly talking about, I mean, just recently we're talking about how, what is this cat doing?
Julia's demanding the cat as the creator of the bingo card.
You're making me lose my train of thought. We were just reading recently in that stupid, awful book, The Miracle of Forgiveness, that homosexuality is a result of self-pleasure and ultimately leads to bestiality, and how it's like basically the destruction or national suicide if we allow same-sex marriage and everything like that. And they do things like this where he's crying and he's like, we've shed so many tears. And last week where they announced their support behind the Equality in Marriage Act. But you have to look under the surface, because there were things in that bill that maintained protections for religious institutions to continue to discriminate on basis of sexuality and gender.
You just woke up somebody else's cat with your noises.
Sorry. So it's always two-faced. There's literally never an opportunity where they can just say, yes, we love you and we support you, because there's always a fucking caveat. So to pretend like this stuff didn't play a part in this kid's upbringing, because this is stuff that they talk about over the pulpit weekly too, just in your regular your sacrament meeting, your Sunday school and things like that. This kid was exposed to this kind of rhetoric from a young age. So it's important to keep in mind some of that stuff. Let me continue on with this.
Part of each other is kind of divisive. It's not. Yeah. It's really not.
Nice try, Jeff.
If a student commandeers a graduation podium intended to represent everyone getting diplomas that day, in order to announce his personal sexual orientation, what might another speaker feel free to announce the next year, until eventually anything goes?
I'm going to finish Jordan's thought right here. This was in reference to a 2019 valedictorian who announced that he was gay at the graduation ceremony. This dude is literally singling out a person over some comments, which were very brief, about his sexuality. If that is so fucking offensive to him, like, that is the bare minimum. That is just making a statement. And if that is that offensive to him, literally anything else is going to be like a kick in the teeth. I think this is the last clip that I wanted to show. And then there was a TikTok that I wanted to show.
What cat is it? This is baloney.
This is baloney. It's not two. So, yeah. He meant what he meant. He said it.
In that spirit, let me go no farther before declaring unequivocally my love and that of my brethren for those who live with this same-sex challenge and so
challenge, he says,
much complexity that goes with it. Too often, the world has been unkind, in many instances crushingly cruel, to these, our brothers and sisters. Like many of you, we have spent hours with them. We have wept and prayed and wept again in an effort to offer love and hope, while keeping the gospel strong and obedience to commandments evident in every individual life. But it will assist all of us. It will assist everyone trying to provide help in this matter if things can be kept in some proportion and balance in the process. For example, we have to be careful that love and empathy do not get interpreted as condoning and advocacy, or that orthodox.
What did I just say? Literally, they can't just say it. There's
always a caveat.
Yeah. Also, before I forget, because I'm sitting there just thinking about what I was going to say the whole time. It's funny that he talks about how the world has been so... Dude, you're going to get us banned. Careful. How the world has been so cruel and unkind to their brothers and sisters who struggle with this great challenge. My brother, dude, you are wearing the fucking boot that's doing the stepping. Like, are you kidding me? Gay conversion therapy at BYU in the 70s was happening. They were like baiting students with ads in the newspaper to do electroshock therapy because they were gay. Like, you guys have played a fucking huge part in all of this. It's just so crazy that he's going to lie about his stuff. This is a smart man, and he just is so fucking lost in the sauce that he won't even admit it.
And loyalty to principle not be interpreted as unkindness or disloyalty to people.
Okay, first off, what I'm going to say about this. Okay. This whole situation spawned a kind of a campaign at BYU to show support for the LGBTQ students that go there. A lot of times that's not by... That's not a choice of their own. A lot of times people will have to choose between paying for the whole tuition and then getting yelled at by weird boomers who get mad that there's student debt being repaid, or just sucking it up and going to BYU because the tuition is cheap and their parents will pay for it. So a lot of people were going out and chalking the sidewalks with uplifting messages and showing their support. And then this guy, we included this in the same video. On the sidewalk. This fucking cornball over here decided it would be a good time to just like come up and voice his opinion about this. Not even a protest. It was just a demonstration of love, honestly. Campus. Yes. Oh, whoops. Let me change the view here. That was on Thursday night. After everything was done, there were some people who hung around, and you may have seen the video, but I'm going to throw it up here because she said I could do it. So let's just take a look at what one lovely Brigham Young University student chose to do.
There you go. Doing a little less homophobic.
Oh, no. Let's go to hell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the Bible actually says that.
This guy was a student at BYU and was consequently expelled, probably just on an honor code language violation, because everybody was fucking fuming about his actions and his words. It's not about the sidewalk chalk or anything like that. It's about the message that he was sending about his beliefs that were formed consequently because of his involvement with the Mormon church. Like, he said that with his whole fucking chest, with a quivering voice, because he knows that he's fucking wrong and he's a bigot and he's probably going to get ratioed. And he fucking did. But nevertheless, he said it. And now he is royally fucked up for at least the time being. But to say that this kid was not influenced or at least formed in a way, it's just a lie, honestly. That And it would just be dishonest to ourselves to think that his views or the teachings of the church did not form his views in some way, shape, or form. Did they make him as radical to the point where he went and ended the lives of people? Not necessarily. There are plenty of Mormons out there who would never do such a thing. But it put him in a place with whatever incel media that he was consuming that it turned out for
well,
the
and
worst.
we can't pretend that if this was any other church or organization, that the same level of people pestering them to make a statement or to do something about it or to change rhetoric or something, like, we can't pretend they wouldn't be doing that to, like, the Catholic Church or, you know, like, Mormonism is using this as an opportunity to demonstrate that, like, they're singled out. Like, they wouldn't do this, but it's Mormonism, so we have to defend ourselves.
Which is another thing that, oh my God, it drives me just up the fucking wall. Where they will be like, oh, well, are you going to pretend that this doesn't happen in other churches? Excuse me? Like,
Whataboutism? That's not what we're doing right now. We're not talking about other churches. Get with the program.
Primarily, it's whataboutism, but did you just admit that your church is just as uninspired as all the rest? Even though all you ever talk about is how you're the one true fucking church on the face of the planet that will ever be able to get you exaltation in the celestial kingdom of God. And that all the other churches that are out there are just playing church. So you're just admitting that the Mormon church is the same as all the rest of them. There's nothing special. You can't even avoid your own fucking members being bigots. Okay, got it. That's all I needed to know. Thank you for your opinion. Pack it up and get out of here, you stupid cornball. That's my new insult.
Kitty said now to go see my father.
You're in the way of my keyboard, mister. He doesn't love me as much as he loves Jordan. My final thoughts on this, I wanted to bring up this other one, which we also did a video on. This was back in June of last year. This is like an early video. But there was let's see. Where did he do this at? Oh, I think it was just an article in Church News, which is owned and operated by the LDS Church. It's just a secondary propaganda arm, as if they don't have enough fucking media that they own. Anyway, let me put this on screen. I just wanted to read through it again. If you have been around for a long time, you will know about this guy. This comes from what is he now? He used to be Elder, or he still is Elder Todd Callister, so he's a member of the Quorum of the 70. A general authority, nonetheless. And he also looks harmless, like your grandpa, but what he says here is just off the fucking handle.
Not all grandpas are harmless.
That's true, unfortunately. There are a lot of good grandpas out there, let's just say that. In this little article that he wrote, that a lot of people were like, oh, well, this isn't like a general conference talk or anything, but I don't know, it is official church publication. He said, his plan is in opposition to the family proclamation. It is an insidious attempt to destroy the nuclear family and God's moral values. He disguises his plan of attack with alluring labels such as pro-choice for abortion, love and compassion for endorsement of same-sex marriage, and environmental emergency for promotion of zero-growth population agenda. Dude, that definitely came right out of fucking... This is a guy whose worldview was formed by watching Saturday's Warrior. Zero population. Anyway, each of these proposals, however, constitutes a frontal attack on the family unit and its survival. These solutions are nothing less than time bombs wrapped with glitter and a glamorous bow. Ultimately, the day of reckoning will come and the explosion will occur. One cannot circumvent God's commands and expect to escape the divine consequences, regardless of how decorated the package may be or how cosmetically appealing the language may sound. Seriously, though, Mormon Church goes 5 fucking seconds without using terroristic imagery to prove their point. Challenge impossible at 3 a.m.
Full frontal glitter attack.
Fucking, yeah, this guy needs a full frontal glitter attack
Don't.
In
Minecraft.
But, like, why do they always use these fucking, like, violent metaphors?
Because it gets your attention. It gets you to care.
And then as soon as somebody commits a violent crime with views that are, like, adjacent to their own, they're like, no, we preach love and acceptance to a degree. Obviously, we can't just, like, accept people for who they are, because that's not what the big man told us.
Well, just to me, like, there's cognitive dissonance, because Holland is like, we've spent like 1 million hours talking about how to handle this issue.
This with a little scar tissue and many tears shed.
And I'm like, that's great. But to me, it demonstrates cognitive dissonance, because he's talking about that, and then he's also saying, like, the church's rhetoric still stands, like, the doctrinal principles have to be this. But why is this, like, bothersome to you if there isn't some piece of you that potentially recognizes that this is wrong or harmful or dangerous?
Seriously.
You know? Like, if you guys weren't like, why are you agonizing over it? Because that right there is your answer.
Seriously. It's the same fucking logic. Like, I swear, they just say it out of spite in instances where you see these, like, faceless online trolls, like, ultra right wingers who are like, oh, 41% of trans people die by suicide. It's like, I'm guessing you're part of the reason why that is what it is, because you won't fucking shut up about it. If you throw that kind of shit in people's faces, it's not like they're gonna just take it on the chin. It's awful, honestly. I've sent used pads to Mitt Romney and Mike Pence. That's pretty epic. I was actually surprised at how many of the Mormon representatives voted yay for the Equality in Marriage Act.
You know why.
I know exactly why, but I'm really surprised that it wasn't a deal breaker for them. And then, of course, Utah Senator Mike Lee still voted nay, even with the church's support behind the bill.
Mike votes no on everything. He always has to be the one. Like, yeah. Bill, like, I remember when he got some national attention for voting down, like, a bill to, like, ease the accessibility for veterans to health care. And Mike still voted no on it. And I just...
Such a prick.
He is so bewildering to me.
He's a prick. We hate him. He sucks. We are really disappointed that he didn't get voted out, but we are absolutely not surprised.
Nope.
In any way, shape, or form. So, anyway, those were the things that I had about that whole situation. So, just in case anybody wants to bring it up at Thanksgiving, you can be like, well, even if he wasn't active, that definitely informed his worldview. Because, like I said earlier, we don't live in a vacuum. Stuff that we see and everything is designed in a way to push a message. And I acknowledge that. And sometimes the message can be good, which, you know, great. But a lot of times you run into these things where the message is hateful and it inspires horrible acts like this. These people didn't just get like this because they lived in their basement and they had no contact with the outside world. for the entirety of their lives. There was stuff that led to this. There were words that were said by people that they trust that led to situations like this. People are, right now as we speak, trying to paint trans people and gay people and the likes as groomers who are like destroying children's innocence or even harming them physically, which is really far from the truth. And they full on fucking believe this, and they get other people to believe this same stuff. So we need to treat this kind of rhetoric the way that it truly is, because it's just bankrupt ideology. Just people who are being hateful because that's what they've been taught. So, any final thoughts for you on this one, Jordan?
No, it makes me too mad to talk about it.
Yeah, it's really disappointing that here in America you can't just live, especially if you are not a white cis heterosexual person. Like, you have to live in fear at some point or another. You can't just go and have a good time. It's just sad. So in a lot of ways, I think we have come a long way, and in a lot of other ways it feels like we've been spinning the tires for far too long.
Agree.
But honestly, we are glad that the marriage, that's definitely going to get signed in, because there are good protections in there and everything. I think it gives too much to the churches to be able to continue to discriminate in the ways that they have in the past. So in that sense, nothing's going to change, but at least it won't come to a situation like with Roe versus Wade, where Obergefell versus Hodges will be overturned, and then it'll be left up to the states, which is another situation that we don't want. We want everybody to be able to participate in a marriage if they wish to. So other than that, yeah, that is that. So commit those people's names.
I hate
it. Jordan's just giving a free one to everybody. Remember those people. I want to put their names up on screen again, just to drive home the gravity of the situation. These are not the only people. I mean, these people's lives were snuffed out, but every single person in that building and all of their families, this is going to be lasting trauma. Everybody's lives has changed forever from this point going forward. So it's important to remember that it's not just these people who were the victims. There are so many people beyond just that who will be affected. Sorry, Boney. So remember Derek Rump. We'll remember Daniel Aston. We'll remember Kelly Loving, Ashley Paw, and Raymond Vance. This cat's going crazy, dude.
Ow.
It seems he has a little bit of separation anxiety. Anyway, I don't really know how we can segue into some better stuff, so I'm just going to give it a moment and read the chat, and hopefully, I don't know if anybody in our chat knew anybody that was there or anything like that. Obviously, we do have some friends that were our viewers that were geographically close to where this happened, but who is Yellow Kazoo?
Just watch one of Bethany's reels. That's for real. That's a good idea.
Oh, it looks like Yellow Kazoo wanted some attention. Thank God. It's so wonderful Roe versus Wade was overturned.
You were
I'm gonna
saying
let that
shit
forever
about
be
Matt Walsh
ensconced.
earlier that I was ignoring.
Oh, yeah. If you like Matt Walsh, I'm sorry, you're just a fucking idiot. You are a very low IQ person. That is the definition of who dumb people think is a smart person. He is not. He's a grifter and he's a piece of shit. So if that's the kind of ideology that you subscribe to, we might have to just show you the fucking door because apparently you can't find it. Kitty. I know, maybe Baloney is just out here loving on Jordan because he knows that she's always stressed.
Maybe that's why.
Elizabeth said that Ashley Paul was from her community. I didn't know her, but she's a friend. Yeah. There's always people. I mean, you don't have to really even know somebody for this kind of stuff to affect you, so. The kitties know.
I'm going to try to find the thing I was telling you about earlier.
We are giving a warm kitty purr to every person who's in need of it, because Baloney would definitely be available and very happy to do that. Alyssa asked if I watch Hassan. I watch him primarily just on Leftovers with Ethan Klein. I do like stuff that Hassan does. Obviously, I do have some criticisms, but overall, I think what he does has a positive effect. Hey, Jordan, when it's an appropriate time, I must know how you feel about Panic at the Disco's new music. We haven't even listened to the new album.
I have not. I have not had the time.
I was not really a fan of the singles. Just FYI. Orange brain cells -5. Orange rumbles +100. Yeah. Baloney has a permanent debuff on brain cells. But he's cute. He's funny.
I'm texting it to you.
You're texting what to me?
Oh, did everybody hear you and your little meow?
Meow. Here we go. Is there...
No. Well, kind of.
Are we going to risk it? Are we going to risk it for the biscuit with Mariah?
Just mute it.
Oh, no,
It's only for a
second.
few seconds.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll risk it. If you do, please check out If It Isn't God by Maddie Zam. Zane? We love it. Baloney cam. Oh, I have the Baloney cam already set up. It's technically the Jordan cam, but... There we go. Baloney cam. The camera is not really focused because I didn't have Jordan to sit here while I focused the camera. So I just did my best. Oh, he's sleep. He's sleepy.
Purring into the camera.
All right.
You're just cute.
Thank you, Baloney, for offering a nice little soft.
I saw this and I thought you guys would enjoy it.
All right, Jordan's got it for us.
Happy Halloween!
My pumpkin!
Chickenly, it's Christmas. Babe, will you watch the kids? I need to run an errand. Starbucks! Hey girl, could I get a hot chocolate? You're coming home with me. Did some damage. Babe, what the freak? Halloween was yesterday. Babe, there's literally an article that says people who decorate earlier are happier. So I already finished my Christmas shopping 3 months ago, but I think I'm gonna plan a party. It's perfect. Time for Christmas high. Happy Halloween.
Full send.
Go to her account. She has some other.
She does all kinds of shit.
What's her most popular one?
Does she not have any pinned ones? The fuck?
Utah Mom. Scroll down. Where was her first one? Her first one was really funny.
She's been doing stuff for a while.
Yeah, but not Mormon stuff. Scroll back up. You're too far down.
That's not Mormon stuff. It's Utah stuff.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
Same diff. This one's got 3.2. It's got a little baby in it. I don't want to fuck with that.
Keep going. I saw part 2 and 3.
Chickinley. Here's a good one.
Copyright claimed.
I am going to get us copyright claimed. Let's go. Everybody on TikTok puts copyrighted music in their shit. How am I supposed to do this? This is an exercise.
Happy Halloween.
Don't get us copyrighted. Chickinley.
This
No
is
shade.
her whole shtick.
Yeah.
The kid's name is Chickinley with an Leigh.
Leigh, yeah. Definitely no shade to anybody who starts Christmas decorating right after Halloween or before. Honestly, do what you want. And then the article like, oh, people are more happy the earlier they decorate. Like, obviously, because you're doing stuff that you like. So definitely no shade from us.
Yeah, he knows. He's trained to say that because he's married to me.
Shut up. I just like you to be happy.
Which is the most intense, obnoxious Christmas decorator of all time. He absolutely loves it, right?
Yeah.
If I were to ask you what
you do
your
it.
icks were, I bet that would be one of them.
My icks?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't, because you do it. I don't have to fuck with the tree because Jordan does it. I just put it
Why
up,
don't you do it?
and then I leave it because I don't do it right. So Jordan just does it, and I get to enjoy it. Our Christmas tree looks nice and fluffy now. We had to get
I spent 2 hours fluffing it.
We ended up getting a new one because the one that we had
Was old and sad.
It was old. We bought it on sale from At Home, like our first Christmas together, for I think like $70. And it was really wiry looking, and then this little domestic terrorist would climb up like almost to the top. It's a 7.5 foot tree, and they absolutely just decimated this tree. It looked like a twig. It was just not going. So we donated that one, and then got a new one. Well, I guess it's not like unusable. It just wasn't really easy enough for our kitties to get into, and we just couldn't get them off. Oh, Sage, I took your suggestion, and I soaked some orange peels in some citrus flavored Smirnoff, and I'm spraying that on the tree to see if it keeps them off of it. So far it's worked. They only fucked with the tree skirt this morning.
See, there you go.
$5 for a tree in local auction? That's dope. I would love to have like a live tree, but that's just too much. I remember all the upkeep and getting it and everything is just
My
too
mom did
obnoxious
that
for me.
like very obnoxiously every year, so it triggers me, so I don't do it anymore.
Putting up the lights is the worst part too. Did someone say soaked? God damn it. Oh man.
You brought that on yourself.
Rebecca's turning 28 on Christmas Eve. Let's go. I have a cousin that's birthday is on Christmas Day. And I couldn't think of anything worse, honestly. A mini tree for outside for $27. That's fucking good. We got a little polar. We don't really. There's no yard or anything like that. We just have like a little alcove where our front door is. So we got a little inflatable, like a 3.5 foot little polar bear. Gives me the good chemicals. So.
My polar bear?
Yeah. I liked it. It was a good pick by Jordan. Shout out.
Let's do the TikTok. What are your icks?
The tick
of
soaking.
mine.
I got soaking on the brain. I'm not doing. People don't want to hear the icks between us. They don't want to see mom and dad get in an argument.
Put in the chat if you want the icks.
Let's do a poll, actually. The kicks. God damn it.
Let's cause chaos. For those that don't know what icks are, it's things about your partner or that your partner does that drive you insane.
They give you ick. Oh no. We very quickly jumped to 89%. Ickies. We do have some people who are saying no. Thank you for being on my side.
How are we supposed to feel at home without mom and dad fighting?
Happy holidays.
Tell me you had childhood trauma without telling me you had childhood trauma. Jen and James, you need to do your icks too. Apparently.
At their next live stream.
Their people are requesting it.
Weekend? I can't remember when the date was. Self-made dried orange ornaments might be a good idea for the tree too. That sounds good. That might be a good call. I still have oranges, so we can do stuff. Seemed like they didn't really do too much once it got dried. All right, 85%. The people have spoken. Thank you, Zariki, for voting no. But the people have spoken, so we're going to go ahead with that. All right, well, Jordan, you kick this off since this was your idea. Let's hear it.
Look at the look on his face already. He already knows. If you were to guess what I was going to say right now at the top of the hour of the ick, what would it be?
I'm not guessing. You got to tell me. I'm not giving you a freebie.
Well, I'm going to say this, and this isn't going to surprise you because we had a conversation about this last night and this morning.
Go ahead. Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to talk about. Let it fly, Jordan.
So McKay falls asleep in like 30 seconds after his head hits the pillow. And it makes me want to lose my mind because he also snores and I have a hard time falling asleep. And so not only am I fighting trauma and PTSD related to nighttime, I am trying to fall asleep while McKay is snoring. And yes, I try to do something about it. I will elbow him or kick him gently or push him.
Does he not have thoughts?
That's how I feel. It drives me absolutely mad because he will also do it. And so here's the other thing that gets me is he will fall asleep in the middle.
Is this one ick?
Yes.
Okay.
He will fall asleep in the middle of a conversation and then he gets mad when I'm mad about it. And then the other thing is, this isn't really your fault. This is just something that scares me, is there's been a few times where I'm having a conversation with him and he falls asleep. And then like anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 minutes later, he will pick up where the conversation left off. And it scares the ever-loving shit out of me. So that's awesome. Or he also says shit in his sleep that I don't understand, which is also frightening.
Somebody said they feel like I snore like SpongeBob.
Yes.
Are you finished with your ick yet? This is making me sound so bad.
So that being said, why does it bother me?
Why does it bother you? This is your ick.
Why?
I said that like a true Utah. Ick.
Eck.
I probably
Hilling.
do need to go to a sleep specialist. It's hard to tell. My mom has sleep apnea and my brother has sleep apnea for sure. And I'm always kind of like on the verge of being like, maybe I do have sleep apnea, but because I'll be like hella tired during the day. But it also comes from the fact that I stay up way too late and my son gets me up really early. So there's that.
You probably do need to get checked for sleep apnea.
Probably.
But it's, I don't know. What's yours?
Well, you already know. I always go for the kill shot right off the bat.
Wait, I don't know.
Jordan has a second family.
Oh my God. Okay.
This is true. Her second family resides on her bedside table, and it's made up primarily of glasses and secondarily of mugs that have water in them because she never takes them down. So a lot of times I'm just rewashing a cup that I've used so that I have a cup downstairs because most of them are up in on Jordan's bedside table.
That's rude.
You brought this on yourself. I did have a stroke of inspiration, not sustainable in any way, shape, or form, but to help Jordan with this situation and to come to a compromise. I was like, what if I just get disposable cups and you can take that up? That way they don't take up so much fucking room on the table. You just stack them. Jordan, why?
I am a victim of a hate crime. That's from The Office. Don't come for me.
That's not what a hate crime is.
I have a million pills that I have to take at night because I am mentally ill. And so
Shout out.
it takes a lot of water for me to take in all my pills. And so every night, and I can't drink room temperature water. Like, that's not going to work. And so I just bring up a new glass of water, or McKay brings up a new glass of water.
I was going to say.
Every night because I have to drink it to take my pills. And then I just forget about it. So there's 2 people in the chat right now saying same. So
She just forgets about it. She says that, but in order to just forget about it, she has to move them to the side to put her phone on the bedside table as it's charging.
rude. I also will make McKay.
So it's in her face, but at the back of her mind.
I also will make McKay give me my pills if I don't want to take them.
It was me telling you for like years and years, like you need to be on top of taking your medicine, especially when she was taking, like before she got pregnant and everything, when she was taking, what is the one that you used to take? Prozac, because the half-life, I mean, is kind of short, and it takes like 2 or 3 weeks really to get built up in your system. And she would like be really good and then not take it for 2 days, and I'm like, it's not doing you any good if you take them, if you forget. So rather than having that conversation over and over again, I was like, Jordan was like, just give them to me, put them in my hand, and I'll take them.
It's just like I can't explain it. If you are mentally ill,
like a baby bird. I should start doing that.
If you are mentally ill, sometimes, and this is common, professional speak here, there is something that people experience sometimes called decision paralysis. It's really common with people who have ADHD. And so they will basically just become paralyzed with making a decision to the point that they won't make any decisions. And so it can also happen with taking medication. And so you know you're supposed to take it. You know you need to take it. You're aware of what happens when you don't, but you still can't get yourself to take it. So just know that that's a normal thing. That happens. So it helps to have an accountability person who can make you, oh my God, Bologna, you're giving me the biggest knot in my neck.
Come here,
It's best to have a partner or somebody that can make you take them or lovingly encourage you to or shame you into taking them.
Or shoot them down your throat with a little mini slingshot or something.
So there you go.
There you go. Well, that was all part of my ick, so
I'm trying to think of what other icks I have.
there are so few.
I'm really trying to think. What else do you do that annoys me? Yes, executive dysfunction. It can also be termed. What else do you do that drives me nuts?
See, I told you I was right. There's so few things. There are so few things.
There has to be something that I bitch at you about that I'm just not thinking about at the moment.
I don't know, is there?
Oh,
This was your idea.
here's one.
Let's hear it.
McKay and I will discuss when we need to film sometimes, right? So we'll be like, yes, we need to film on this day to get the video ready for this day. And And so then we'll go back and forth about what we're doing. And then I'll be like, I don't know, you decide, I don't know. And then we both just, I'm busy. He hasn't come up with anything either.
I'm not busy, apparently.
And then the evening comes around and it's time to film the video. And he'll be like, okay, so what are we filming? And I'm like, I don't know. What are we filming? And then he'll come up with like a topic or something and he'll be like, let's just do this. And I'm like, bitch, I have anxiety. Like, I've got a plan. I've got to at least lay out some things. So that regularly happens.
Wow.
It's true.
I have one.
Okay.
This occurs on a daily basis.
Oh, no.
I will be in the kitchen and out from the living room I hear, I want something, but I don't know what I want. All the time. It's that same decision, the executive dysfunction. And then I have to go through everything for her to be able to figure out what she wants.
It's true.
I will open up the pantry and I will just start naming things that I see, even if I know that she doesn't want them.
That's true.
So funny.
It's true.
But at the time, I'll just suggest a million things and finally figure something out, give it to her, and then she'll finish that and she'll be like, I want something else.
Everything that I want, we generally don't have. And so it's not, and then McKay will be like, what do you want me to get at the grocery store? And I'm like, I don't know.
She's so bad at that. She will only be able to figure it out like in the moment. And she's like, can you like go to the gas station and get some hot Cheetos? Like, yeah.
This happens on a regular basis.
I wish I didn't have to go spend extra at the gas station for it, but I will do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. What
That's
else?
it. No, it's your
What
turn.
other icks do you have?
I have them.
Keep going.
No, well, you have to. I'm only give you tit for tat.
Tit for tit.
Discrimination. Discrimination. Knock it off. No more Jordans. Thanks everybody for sticking up for me. let's be clear. If any of this were really that bad, I simply would not deal with it. If it really bugged me that much, anytime Jordan would say that, I would sit down and be like, okay, go look.
It's true. I think these are really not that big of things.
It's not a big deal.
Oh, here's an ick. When you engage in unproductive discussion with boys on Modern Warfare or whatever the fuck you play.
I never instigate. I don't. It's always response. I can be toxic at times. I will openly admit that. But it's not toxic in the way that it is bad. It's usually somebody says that they'll fuck my mom or something like that. And I'll just be like, okay, I hope you do. Like, what do you okay.
An ick I have is that
good.
Jordan doesn't like SpongeBob. It's true, I don't like SpongeBob.
Same.
It's because of trauma from my childhood. I understand that a lot of people enjoy it, and I won't hate on it. It just, I can't.
Fear not. The gamer word is not being said. I'm not that kind of gamer. Unproductive discussion. It's funny because when you said unproductive discussions, I was like, this could go one of two ways. It's either unproductive discussions with my siblings about politics.
Oh, yeah,
or
that's another
unproductive
ick.
discussions, rants against people that I'm playing with.
That is another ick that I have, is your unproductive discussions with your siblings.
Man, sometimes you just cannot let things be said. That's all I've got to say. You can't just let it go by all the time.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just going to put this in perspective. Okay. The other day, I had a family member over, and they were on a call. They were talking to another family member. I don't want to bash them. And they were talking, or I had brought up how my son thought it was funny that he was crawling around and he was meowing like the kitties. And then, of course, the cat litter boxes in schools comes up, and I was like, oh, fucking. And I couldn't hold it off. I was like, you know that's fake, right? And they're like, they're filing a lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, anybody can file a lawsuit, and every single child in America has a camera on them. How many pictures or videos have you seen of this happening? I just can't stand idly by when people are bringing up transphobic.
That one I
points like
agreed
that.
on.
Yeah.
Because another family member of yours also brought that up to me in seriousness. So
McKay will be gaming with the boys tonight. It's like my only connection that I have with my good friends. Except for James. James just messages me directly, constantly. He's the coolest. Anyway.
What else?
What was your ick for me? Oh,
I gave you two.
Shit, I missed.
Unproductive discussions.
I forgot.
What?
I had one that was our laundry room is downstairs. And when Jordan gets home, there is no containing the clothing. It's coming off, and she's putting on comfortable clothes, regardless of where she is. Unfortunately, that usually occurs in the living room. And then, which is fine. I don't care that she takes off the clothes in the living room. It's when she throws them on the stairs to go in the dirty clothes basket upstairs. When the washing machine is right there. I don't know why she does it, but like whenever there's clothes or whatever, she throws it on the stairs to go up.
I can't explain it. I don't know.
I was like, it's open. Just go throw them in there, please.
Oh, I have an ick of yours.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
One word. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Socks.
How many syllable?
I already know. Why don't you tell them?
Jordan has to sleep with socks. And she will usually wait until Jordan doesn't know about batching, apparently. So she will wait until the most inopportune moment to remind me that she doesn't have socks on, which is usually after I've gotten up, fixed the bed, and turned off the light and turned on the fan and gotten back down. And then she will gently remind me, I don't have socks. Will you get up and get...
But they have to be the right socks.
Yep, can't be the wrong socks. And I understand that. That's all my texture homies out there. I can understand that.
I can't have two different socks that feel different.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when it comes to the correct socks, she won't describe to me what the correct socks are. So it's just
I don't know how to
handing her
describe
socks
them
in the dark and hoping that they're the correct ones. She's gone too far. I am much less annoyed by this because usually this is at like 2 a.m. But I'm much less annoyed when I'm already walking by the dresser. Because then, it saves me the trip.
Did you know that there's research out there that shows that women are more likely to orgasm or have better orgasms if they have socks on?
Real talk.
There you go.
Cold feet literally are...
Jordan, I love you, but no.
Like that. No sock, only bare feet. Real
How do you guys do that?
I used to sleep with socks when I was in Honduras because I felt like it gave my legs a little help from the mosquitoes. But yeah, I don't know how I made it through that because I can't do it anymore. Which one? Oh, are we doing a poll on sock sleepers versus bare feet? I like the grippers out in the open.
All right, let's find out.
Here we go. Would love to know who funded this study. It was probably Haynes.
Maybe.
Propaganda
All of y'all.
for the sock industry.
Okay, well, now I'm going to find it.
Now, there we go, Jordan. Big socks have us in their clutches, man.
There's this.
That was May 4th of 2022.
This is 2021.
But that's on Medium. This is on
Okay.
Verificat.
Don't listen to me. Apparently, that was faulty.
I would throw this up on the screen, but I am supporting the entire weight of a cat right now in my lap. So sorry.
I'm just full of shit.
Sorry, Jordan. It is what it is. Barefoot, 69%. Nice.
What the fuck, you guys? Are you serious?
Let's go. Barefoot sleepers rise up. W's in the chat for the barefoot sleepers.
Oh, here's an ick.
I love how this just builds. Always does.
You know about all these. None of these are surprises to you. You and your little feet do what in bed?
I don't know. Describe it. And I'll tell you.
You're like a little...
A gremlin?
I was going to say like an animal. Like what's like a little... I don't know what I'm doing.
Like a chipmunk.
Yes, but with your feet. And so you do it in bed, and then it rips the sheet.
No, that shit is just me laying there and moving my leg. I have really rough heels. I do what I can about it. I put lotion on and stuff, but sometimes it just wears the sheets down. It's awful.
We don't wear our sheets in any other spot except where his feet are in the bed.
Threadbare, and then they eventually rip.
Yeah.
It's bad. I thought you were talking about when I stretch out my toes. You forgot about that one, huh?
The biggest ick.
The biggest ick.
That's probably
Jordan
the biggest
jump
ick.
out of bed. But when I'm like stretching out when we go to sleep, if I'm up next to her and my legs particularly are up next to her, I will like stretch out my like all the way down. I'll just roll it all the way from the top of my my thighs all the way down to the tips of my toes in a stretch. And when I do, I don't know if this is like a common occurrence, but the bones in my ankle or something, they like kind of rub together and they make this little like rattle. I don't know.
It's like rattling in like multiple spots in his leg, and he will do it like when he's like laying next to me.
And I don't even do it on purpose. I'm just like trying to stretch, and then she's like, don't.
And that's the problematic part, is he doesn't know when he's doing it. So then I'm like waiting for him to do it.
I burrow my feet and pass the fuck out.
It's basically what you do.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I do need to go get a pedicure. I am completely open. There's not like that's not manly or whatever. I have really ticklish feet, so I have a hard time wanting to have somebody touch my feet. Yeah, I understand. It's a huge ick. Honestly, the first time I noticed that about my feet, I was like, what the fuck? But it feels good, unfortunately.
Don't do it right now.
Can you hear it?
Stop.
McKay
I'm not
is
listening
over
to you. I'm not. Stop doing it.
It sounds like you're cracking your knuckles, but I can do it over and over and over and over again.
Stop. Okay, your turn. What's an ick?
People were asking about some snark. Let's do that. I want to get off in like a couple minutes because I haven't had dinner. Fundy snark. Because fucking what's her face? Bethy was critiquing people's social media presence.
I saw that. Morgan, I have a bone to pick with Morgan too.
We'll put that up first because I was really fucking annoyed with that too.
Bussies.
Bussies. I could probably eat like a pound of those pussy worms, if I'm being honest. Here we go. Do we want to... I don't think we really need to give context or anything. Here's Bethany's. So Bethany has been taking screenshots. I'm guessing she's doing requests. She will take a screenshot of your Instagram profile, and then she will critique it. So this is a person doing a critique of Bethany's profile, which is pretty brutal. You look high here. Less than 3,000 is not a large following. Entrepreneur, LOL, no you're not. Multiple 5-figure plus creator, prove it. Seriously.
DM me, I'm ready to get started.
Obvious MLM vernacular. Immature spelling. Not qualified to teach. No mention of 30% Kajabi commission. $60 monthly for life for signing up through your course. Focusing on scamming stay-at-home moms, email harvesting for spamming, fraud. Dude, what if she was like selling the emails that she was collecting? That would be bad. I would call that fraud.
Brittany Dawn 2.0, just not delivering on the things that she said she would.
Seriously. Let's see. I wanted to...
That has it, but it's not the...
That was really disappointing to see.
That's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
You wanted to see this one?
It's not the original.
It's not the original, no. Anyway.
Just, I don't care about that. I just need that.
Here's Morgan at the gym with the baby on her doing pull downs.
No. Immediately no. This, I get that there are people with kids out there who want to go to the gym, and for whatever reason, they've got circumstances, whatever, kids, they can't. And so they have to take their kids with them to the gym. Now, some gyms even have daycares for this purpose. But in this case, this is just downright dangerous. Like, I'm sorry. I have been to many gyms, and never in my years of life have I seen a baby strapped to someone at a gym around heavy equipment. Like, your kid is a potato. Like, his head is still soft. Like, can you imagine the brain damage if something fell?
One slip of a sweaty palm.
Yeah. Or
And
even
you can-
something minor. Like, what if you hit him with something else? Like,
Yeah.
And it...
The worst thing, because I totally get it. Fitness is a big part of people's lives, even if it's not just for image. It's just something they like to do. That's great. And I'm glad that mothers and people who give birth can get back to the gym if they want to. A lot of people can't because of their situation, but thankfully this is the internet and these bozos put their lives on the internet. We know for a fact that she can leave the baby at home because Paul does YouTube for work. What the fuck was he doing that she can't leave the baby with him?
Like, she walks, like, Paul will just go to Walmart and walk around and take pictures of things and start polls. So, like, you're telling me that he could not take his Walmart time to watch the kid while she goes to the fucking
He
gym.
couldn't do this at Walmart? Or, well, it would be probably, I mean, if they're already using their kid for part of their content, it would probably be a better conversation starter when you're doing Instagram polls and shit like that if you had a picture of you with your baby on your chest.
I would love to know how
It's just
much
me.
alone time Paul has had with that child.
That's a earbud.
I would love to know.
Although, if Morgan doesn't trust Paul with her baby, I wouldn't blame her.
You know, that's the other side of this is I can see that as well. The other thing is this ridiculous. And if she wants to go to the gym, like you said, and that makes her feel better, it's a coping skill, whatever, that's great. Yeah. Totally encourage it. Helps with postpartum depression, anxiety. We know exercise helps in those things. And so there's no shade for that. But there's also like this strongly perpetuated bounce back culture where it's just expected that after birth women will just bounce back to the way that they looked before, which is just toxic.
I am really convinced that is the camp that Paul falls into.
Well, him and his dad say shit like that, like fat phobic shit all the time.
Yeah.
So so there's that she's fighting against, and then there's also the fact that Paul is like constantly talking about how women look and attractive. Like they did a video the other day about what do women want in men, and I was like, are you fucking looking? Like, why are you doing this? Like, this is not helpful for anyone. Like, nobody fucking cares. What's attractive to everyone is different.
Yeah.
So you making a video about it isn't adding any kind of substance to anything.
Yeah.
Other than your own opinion. And so I fear that she's doing this to keep up with his expectations. And that's just really unfortunate if that's the case.
Yep. It's just funny.
Also, your body doesn't bounce back after giving birth because there is no, like, your body has been permanently changed.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to look like the way that you looked before.
What other stuff did I see on here? Oh, this is...
Oh, yeah. Bethany's changed the price of her
funny.
course like 30 times.
The base price has actually gone down. So this is not displayed on the website. This is only for those who go through my free masterclass and go through the training there. And then you get limited access to a checkout page where you can, if you are a future course creator, just know that in the beginning, first few months, you are going to continually adjust, figure things out, try to make it as amazing as possible. Really? The goal is to get your course up quickly so you can start selling it, and then you can start getting feedback from your students, and you can make it just as amazing as possible. And as always, your students have lifetime access, so any upgrades, any updates, anything you do, they get to benefit from those, and typically from the lowest price point.
Wild.
Because remember, the price of the course was $2,000 originally, and then she discounted it to, what 13? Did she do?
Wasn't it 13?
Like 13 or something, and then it just keeps going down. Like, it just keeps going down.
Down.
And it's like...
Which, I mean, great. Find your appropriate pricing. But man, you would think this is like you're trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace. Like, you obviously want to start with the realistic number that you think you deserve, but you know that over time you're gonna have to fucking go down.
Well, and then at one point she actually had it listed on her website as $2,400.
Are you kidding?
And so I'm like, you fucking what now? Like, please, for the love of God, nobody buy this thing. Also, Julia said she for real looks like the moon emoji, and I'm never gonna unsee it now.
This cat is... for those... Whoops.
This
is the
moon.
moon, in case you haven't seen it. Emoji. This... I will yield. I definitely look like that in the morning too. With all the flyaways too. You should see me. Probably in videos.
My fucking life.
In videos too. I be getting hella flyaways.
I feel like
I
there
need to
was
brush my
something
hair
else.
better.
Go down.
Oh, this is what Paul is doing while he is
While Morgan's at the gym.
while Morgan's struggling with the baby at the gym. Honestly, if she weren't in such a dangerous situation with a kid where a newborn, and that's not even talking about illness that can be contracted because of all the fluids that are at the gym.
Have you heard about what's happening in the world as far as RSV and the flu in pediatric emergency rooms? Because if you haven't, you should read about it, because you should be being more than careful.
They only subscribe to news that hates trans people and critical race theory.
They're too busy doing that than actually educating people on the things they should be worried about, like taking your fucking kid to a sweaty ass gym with a bunch of fucking sick people so that your kid gets RSV. And mind you, how old is he? Can young infants deal with RSV well?
Nothing.
No, they don't. RSV can be fatal. So, like, let's fuck around with it and see what happens.
Fuck around and find
Like,
out.
her behavior just absolutely astounds me for somebody who was like, this is my miracle rainbow baby, infertility. And I'm like, you literally took mondo risks and a ridiculous amount of stupid behavior even now for your rainbow baby. Like, what?
It's frightening. I was kind of far away from my mic because of the cat. What's happening in D-list fundie land? Who are the D-list fundies?
Yeah, our kid got sick last month.
It wasn't last month. It was like
3
2
weeks ago. I still have it. My symptoms just stopped like 2 or 3 days ago. He had symptoms for like 2 days. I've had it for...
It was like 3 days.
I've had it for like fucking weeks now.
Wait, are you talking about me?
No.
Okay.
You never get anything
Ben was
anyway.
sick for, yeah.
I always get
I
it.
have an iron immune system, apparently. Our little boy is fucking speed running an immune system, though. He got sick, like, I think it was only 2 weeks ago. I can't even fucking remember. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago. But then he was sick over the weekend again. It's just...
Again.
You'd like totally let your guard down once they get better. And then at one point, he was just like standing with his head in my lap. I was sitting on the couch and his head was in my lap. And I touched his head, burning up. I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, and it's less of a concern for us.
Yeah, because he's older now.
Because he's a little bit older. RSV can still be really bad for toddlers, but for babies... RSV is so bad. Like, even like COVID was happening around the time that our kid was born, and we were extra careful, but I would have still been extra careful around RSV. I have a friend who has a baby right now who like won't even leave the fucking house because she doesn't want to risk it with RSV. Because right now it's not just RSV, it's that pediatric emergency rooms are completely overwhelmed. And there's literally kids and parents just sitting in the waiting room for hours on end because they don't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah.
So now it's not just RSV. It's if your kid does have RSV, then you're not getting the care that they need.
Scary stuff, honestly. Oh, little kitty. Little kitty.
I'm trying to put him up to the mic so you can hear him.
Yeah, it's some serious shit. I have a cousin, and her daughter, they needed to take her into the hospital, and they almost had to keep her there. They ended up letting her go home, but every day they would have to go to the clinic and get her sinuses evacuated because she had so much. It was like suffocating her, all the mucus. And I was like, dude, we have the little sucker thing for his nose if he gets really congested and mucusy, and that shit absolutely just terrifies him. I couldn't imagine taking him into the doctor and doing that same thing.
Yeah, RSV is no joke. There's tons of flu stuff going around. Like, I would not be taking a baby out in public right now. And I know...
Especially not to a fucking gym where people are breathing and sweating and all kinds of stuff.
So, I read somewhere that they are working on a vaccine for RSV. But I heard something about it, like, only being for pregnant women. Or, like, it was in trials or something. Because there is no vaccine for RSV.
Don't worry, nobody's going to take it. As we've seen lately. No vaccine for RSV yet. Oh yeah, I've seen some tiny babies lately, and I'm like, oh man, don't come close to me, so I can keep a clear conscience.
I know there are some situations where that has to happen. Like, I get if you're like a single mom and, you know, and you've just got to make it happen. Like, I get there are scenarios like that.
There are fewer and fewer reasons now because you can order groceries and you don't have to go in.
Well, and if you have a husband at home who doesn't have a job and is perfectly capable, there's no reason to be taking your kid out and exposing him to RSV.
Yeah. Or wife who's at home and perfectly capable, so you can go to the grocery store. Partner.
I can't with the two of them anymore. They just absolutely drive me nuts now.
What's the phrasing in the bingo card? This is the worst thing I've seen. And
this is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I hate it.
There you go. There's your bingo. Anyway, we're gonna send it for the night since we started late and it's getting late, and I don't want people to lose sleep and have to be tired and dealing with their families who are in town. So, yeah. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, great. If you're not, great. Just remember that nothing will make up for the genocide of the indigenous peoples of the United States of America. No cute little memory of people sharing food could make up for that. But, yeah, enjoy time with the people that you love, or dread the time with the people who you have to love.
Schedule an appointment with your therapist for the week after Thanksgiving. That's my advice.
There you go. Yeah. Hit Jordan up so we can get some health insurance and prove to them that she does enough hours to do that. And, yeah, we love you. We love each and every one of you. And we hope everybody has a safe holiday, or just a safe rest of your week if you don't live in the United States. And we will see you on Friday when we put our new video up.
Will you purr into the microphone?
Hold on, one last baloney cam.
Oh, here. Will you look at the camera?
Oh,
You little goblin.
Say hello to the people.
Little goblin boy.
All right, everyone. Take care. We love you. Good night.